Hey, what's up guys? I'm David from Riddle Me This, and when I'm not making music, I like to cook, I like to save money. This is a $20 steak, as you can see, USDA select. Now, we're living in a time of a great recession, and what I'd like to do is I want to teach you how you too can get a $20 steak in a recession. Now, we're going to take this $20 steak and I'm going to show you how to turn this $20 steak into a $5 steak, so stay tuned. Now, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to prepare the meat. Yeah, just zoom in on that so people know I really have a steak here, okay? I know it's hard to believe that we're going to take a $20 steak and we're going to save money, but we can. Safety first, okay? We want to make sure that we're using a very sharp instrument when we cut this steak. So what we want to do is we're going to want to remove the fat. And the first thing we're going to do is we want to cut away from ourselves as we cut this fat. So make sure that as you're cutting away from your body. You want to keep your eyes on what you're doing while you're cutting so that you don't cut yourself. And it's going to take a minute because this steak is really thick. When you get a $20 steak, they're very thick. This particular cut of meat here, this is known as a ribeye. I don't really know why, because it doesn't have ribs or an eye, but that's what it is. And this knife is really sharp, so it takes a lot to really cut to this steak with this sharp knife here. But well, let's just rip it. We're gonna get it. So there we go. We want to get there we go. Okay. We're gonna get all that fat right there. We'll separate the fat. Now you want to take your steak and we want to cut it into 4 even parts. Now this is where math comes in. You don't have to be a genius at math like me, but it certainly helps. This knife, I think we just dulled it on that meat here. Let's get this other sharp knife here. We're gonna cut this steak into 4 even parts, okay? So, we cut the steak into 4 even parts like so. We didn't measure these to see if they're exactly 100% even, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take these 3 pieces of steak here, and we're just gonna walk on over here. So we're just gonna take these 3 pieces over here and we're just gonna throw those in the trash like so. Okay, and we're gonna come back over here. What we've done here, ladies and gentlemen, is we have just saved $15. We have taken a $20 steak and now we have a $5 steak that you too can afford. $5 steak. Okay, now that we have our steak prepared, we're ready to start cooking the steak. Now we've got 2 pans here. If you notice, we have a pan that has a wonderful, nice handle. We don't want to use that. And the reason we don't want to use a pan with a handle is because when a pan doesn't have a handle, it evenly disperses the heat around a lot better than a pan that actually has a handle. Like I said, I'm really good at math. So what we have here to assist us is Bumblebee Mitten. What we're gonna do first is we're gonna take some butter and put it in the pan. Now, the reason we put butter in the pan is I don't know. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna take our steak and we're gonna lay it in the pan. Now, we're gonna let that butter just go ahead and melt in the pan. We have our seasonings here. We have some garlic, salt. We have some seasoned meat tenderizer. And oh no, we have garlic and pepper. So what we wanna do is the 2 garlics cancel out and that leaves us with pepper. We don't need that. We need garlic salt. And we need meat tenderizer, because otherwise, if we don't use meat tenderizer, our steak is gonna be tough. It's gonna be like eating a Jolly Rancher or a Lifesaver, okay? And we don't want that with steak. So we're gonna go ahead and just shake that on out. We're gonna take our garlic salt. Now I know what you're thinking. How is this saving money? We're adding more money to the $5 steak, so it's not a $5 steak anymore. What is this, $2, $3? Is this $2 or $3? That's now a $10 steak. No. This will cook many steaks, not just one steak, not just one $5 steak. We can use this on many $5 steaks, so we're saving money, okay? We're gonna get the garlic salt and we're gonna flip this over. What we need to do is we need to turn out. We need the pancake flipper, and we need to, don't touch it, that's hot. What we need to do is we need to flip it over, okay? We need to spread this butter around. Okay, now we're letting this steak heat up. We're gonna let it cook for a minute. And while we do that, we're gonna practice our nunchucks. I'm really good at these. We do this while we're cooking because what it does is it's cardio, ladies and gentlemen, and it will also help your cooking skills, hand-eye coordination. And we use these nunchucks because also it's good for self-defense. If somebody comes and tries to take my steak, I just right in the face with this Bruce Lee nunchuck here. Oh, it's time we gotta put those down. Gotta check the steak here. We're gonna flip it again. Okay, see? Now, if you notice, the outside is getting brown, but the inside is still pink. Now, you can eat the steak like that, but I wouldn't recommend it unless, of course, you're a vampire. The thing about it is, when the steak's like that, that's an atheist steak, okay? We can't eat atheist steaks, okay? We gotta wait till they're Christian. So we gotta cook them a little bit longer till they're believers. You see what I'm saying? I'm not saying, you know, that there's anything wrong with the way that you eat steak. We just have to make sure that the steak is from a Christian cow and not an atheist cow, because an atheist cow, well, that's just gonna give you a cut of meat that's just, you know, it's not right. So I'm not really sure what's going on here with the butter. It's turned a little weird, but that's okay, because it's not hurting our steak here, and we're still saving money. Now, I know a lot of people are thinking, we gotta make sure that the insides are cooked, so flip your steak up like that. That's wrong. We don't wanna cook the steak like that, okay? We wanna make sure the steak is nice and flat. Now, I've seen people that they'll try to stack their steak like this and they'll have rows. That's the incorrect way you cook a steak. How we want to cook a steak is we want to make sure it's nice, it's flat in the pan. When the steak is done, it's tasty and it's ready to eat. So again, we're gonna let this cook a little bit more on our side. We're gonna go back over here to our nunchucks, and like I said, you know, to get good, you gotta practice. You gotta practice. You gotta practice. That's what I'm talking about. All right, we practice. Let's check our steak. It's a process, ladies and gentlemen. It is a process. Our steak is doing, look, and you smell that? Everyone just take a minute and breathe. Can you smell it? I can smell it. I can smell it. It does smell amazing in there. I hope that you at home, you're able to smell it. If not, what you're gonna wanna do is get a little bit closer, just a little bit closer to your phone screen, your computer screen, your TV, whatever service you're streaming this on, just get a little bit close. Just like that. Just like it. Breathe in, and then breathe out. And then breathe in. There we go. Okay. We're doing good, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing good. Look, everything's cooking nice. We're getting a nice even texture. If you look right here, okay, we're gonna use bumblebee mitten here real quick. And I'm just gonna poke this out. If you look, we're getting a nice even texture around the sides, okay? You see that? And you notice? You were cooking the atheist right out of that cow right there. It's coming out, okay? In Jesus' name, it's coming out. We're gonna let that simmer there for a minute, and I'm gonna talk to you. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, you know, David, you seem like you've been doing this a long time, and you're right, I have been. For, you know, the past 13 weeks, I've been cooking steaks, and I have to say that I'm really getting to be a master at it, and you can too. You know, just takes a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication. But the thing about it is, the thing about taking a $20 steak and making a $5 steak so you can save $15 is all about the math. And you don't have to be a math genius. If you notice, when we cut it into 4 pieces, they weren't all even pieces, but we did a rough estimate. You might get a $6 steak out of it, but you're still saving money, okay? Even if you get a $20 steak down to a $6 steak, look at that, you have saved 10 bucks. Do you see what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to help you with. Not everyone can be a math genius like me. All right, but you can ask my friend Chad. He knows. He'll tell you I'm the best at math that there is. Math is just something that I was born into. My first words were 9 + 9 = 4. All right, now let's go ahead and get Bumblebee Mitten. Come here, Bumblebee Mitten. Oh, let's make sure he's up. He's got to be upright or he's not happy. Now you see these edges right here. That's a good crispy. Look at that. Look at that. That is a Taco Bell steak egg. When you go to Taco Bell and you order steak, that's what you want. That's the kind of gourmet steak I'm talking about. Now, what we're gonna do, we gotta take pancake turner, all right? And we gotta take steak sharp knife, and we're just gonna cut here. We're gonna make a little incision, kind of like you're doing surgery, all right? You ever seen a doctor show? It's what we're doing. And we're just gonna cut that open, okay? Oh, look, it's bleeding. He's still an atheist. We're gonna have to wait a minute. Now, if you look at this side, we're getting there. We're getting that crispy edge on both sides. Okay, if you notice, our butter has turned brown. That's a good sign. That means that our steak has absorbed all the butter. It's absorbed all the nutrients, all the vegetable oil that a butter can carry, and it's put it into your steak. So you don't even need green beans. You don't need carrots or anything like that. You've absorbed the vegetable oil from the butter, and that's your vegetables too. Now, if you're like me though, you love a good vegetable, so we're gonna cook some potatoes in a minute and make sure that we get our vegetables in it as well. We have cooked our steak, we're ready to eat it. I looked around and I didn't have any potatoes, but what I do have is I have some squash here, so we're gonna make sure that we do eat our vegetables. We got squash, we have our $5 steak here, that's amazing. And we have our Mountain Dew. This is what I recommend to everybody. This is a healthy meal. You wanna make sure that you watch your cholesterol and your blood stuff, okay? Because you don't want to have to go to the doctor for a sprained wrist from not eating properly and maintaining a healthy diet. So Mountain Dew, squash, $5 steak. Man, that does look amazing. We gotta get a fork. We're gonna eat this steak here. We have the knife that we cooked it with here. We have our fork. Now let's taste it and let's see. Let's see how this tastes. Right there. That is McDonald's gold, is what I'm saying. Make sure you like, subscribe for more cooking videos. Next week, I'm gonna teach you how to refry the refried beans in Taco Bell burritos.